Okay guys, here's the chemical bonding test review. I'm going to do the first part of this with you in this video, and then I'll film a second video that will go over the second part with all the drawing of the Lewis structures. Okay? Alright, so we're going to start with number 1. Number 1, in an ionic bond, electrons are transferred. In a covalent bond, electrons are shared. Okay, this is what we established from the very beginning of the chemical bonding unit. Okay, number 2, a molecular compound is formed when nonmetals bond with nonmetals. An ionic compound is formed when a metal bonds with a nonmetal. Okay, now this word, a molecular compound, is basically the same as a covalent compound. Okay, so same thing in your notes, it said covalent compound, but the covalent compound is the same as a molecular compound. Okay, a single covalent bond represents sharing of 2 electrons. You should know that one bond is 2 electrons. A double covalent bond represents sharing of 4 electrons then. Okay, and a triple covalent bond represents sharing of 6 electrons. Now, of the single, double, and triple covalent bonds, the strongest are the triple bonds. Okay, there are more electrons in the middle, so of course it's going to be stronger. And the weakest are the single bonds. Okay, thus things holding them together. Alright, number 5, molecular compounds have low melting points and boiling points, while ionic compounds have high melting points and boiling points. Okay, this was from the notes on the molecular versus or covalent versus ionic compounds. Okay, number 6, ionic compounds conduct electricity when dissolved in water. Therefore, they are electrolytes. Okay, this is very important. You should know that the ionic compound conduct electricity. Okay, molecular compounds do not conduct electricity, therefore they are non-electrolytes. Number 7, ionic compounds have high melting points and boiling points. Okay, ionic compounds form crystals which have distinct shapes. Number 9, the basic unit of an ionic compound is called a formula unit, and the basic unit of a molecular compound is called a molecule. And again, a molecular compound is the same as a covalent compound. Okay? Alright. What kind of bonding is a chemical bonding resulting from the attraction between several nuclei of the same metal to moving electrons? This is metallic bonding. Okay, when you have simultaneous attraction between several nuclei, then that is going to be metallic. All right, and another key word here is delocalized. So if you see the word delocalized, that's going to tell you it's metallic bonding. Okay? These delocalized mobile electrons in metal elements are referred to as the sea of electrons. Alright, and one more thing that you need to really remember is that chemical bonding, any kind of chemical bond, okay, are electrostatic forces. Okay, these are not magnetic. It has something to do with the electrons, therefore they are electrostatic. Okay? Alright, moving on to the next section. Determine the type of bond that is formed between the following pairs of elements. Number 11, carbon and oxygen. Both of these are nonmetals. Okay? If you look on the periodic table, you'll see that both of them are on the right side of the staircase. Okay, so these will be covalent. Okay, both nonmetals, that will be covalent. Number 2, lithium and chlorine. Lithium is a metal and chlorine is a nonmetal. Okay, So when you have a metal and a nonmetal, you are going to get an ionic bond. Number 13, strontium and fluorine. Strontium is a metal. Fluorine is a nonmetal. Therefore, this is going to be ionic. Okay? Number 14, copper and copper. Copper and copper, they're both the same thing and they are both metals. Okay? Now, we got same metal. If we have the same metal, then this is going to be metallic. Alright, let's go on to the next page. Number 15, calcium and nickel. Calcium is a metal. Nickel is also a metal. Okay? But they are different. Alright, when we have different metals, then you should remember that they will not bond. Okay? These do not bond. And instead, they will actually form an alloy. Number 16, oxygen and oxygen. We got a nonmetal bonding with a nonmetal. They're the same thing, and they're both nonmetals. Okay? So this is covalent. Sulfur and oxygen. Sulfur is a nonmetal. Oxygen is a nonmetal. So this is covalent. Right, number 18, silicon and bromine. Silicon is a nonmetal. Okay, actually it's a metalloid. Bromine is a nonmetal, therefore this is covalent.